lôi bài una phạt gai bên nhau lột trương gai bên nhau lột trương lột
Jama kwe gai ruja du pu penje nu ba kena du lew Yemu kwa ba kena dolar piang ba elwen toy ke ben dolar adu Ikin bang tundungan dolar kidal Kuran kin dolar dia juan kin ma kwe kwa kwa kin dolar kagyan Jama kwe gai ruja du pu penje nu ba kena du lew Yemu kwa ba kena dolar piang ba elwen toy ke ben dolar adu Ikin bang tundungan dolar kidal Kuran kin dolar dia juan kin ma kwe kwa kwa kin dolar kagyan Jama kwe gai ruja du pu penje nu ba kena du lew Yemu kwa ba kena dolar piang ba elwen toy ke ben dolar adu Ikin bang tundungan dolar kidal Kuran kin dolar dia juan kin ma kwe kwa kwa kin dolar kagyan Ikin bang tundungan dolar kidal Kuran kin dolar dia juan kin ma kwe kwa kwa kin dolar kagyan Ikin bang tundungan dolar kidal Kuran kin dolar dia juan kin ma kwe kwa kwa kin dolar kagyan Jadana yom gula yom kala yom be dom be magala par majong awan Kijama majik mana tialam Nana panda kunga ngawutong Agura betong Abado betul betul Dong tialam wa Baka tialam ito ina na udiam Uwira kamo ya baki kuto Ugata kunin Kelura na nyikunya Kukijiran kang loy Ukun pot Kileng isen milia Irana banay Anggur tuy gong tialam manakoy Kamwen mi ay chokan wel toy Kagaya bay Wala bagyam ni chokan Upal chokular bay Bala purap Jadana yom gula Yom gala yom bay Dom bay magala par Majong awan Kijama Majik mana tialam Nana panda kumba ay utong Agura betong Abado betul betul Dong tialam wang Baka tialam ito ina na udiam Uwira kamo ya baki kurto Ugata kunin Kelura na nyikunya Kukijiran kang loy Ukun pot Kileng isen milia Irana banay Anggur tuy gong tialam manakoy Kamwan mi ay chokan wel toy Kagaya bay Wala bagyam ni chokan Upal chokular bay Bala
Jur malu alangan lagi det morgaji tiru mukwen kitu geng ko ya pialam kieng kirwe kieng manyang mayom malu alangan lagi det morgaji tiru mukwen kitu geng ko ya pialam kieng kirwe kieng manyang mayom malu alangan lagi det morgaji tiru mukwen kitu geng ko ya pialam kieng kirwe kieng manyang mayom
gula yom kala yom bay dom bay magala par majong awan Kijama majik mana tialam Nana panda kunga ngawutong Agura betong Abado betul betul Dong tialam wang Baka tialam ito ina na udiam Uwira kamo ya baki kurto Ugata kunin Kelura na nyikunya Kukijiran kang loy Ukun
Okay, welcome to Lake Media and South Sudan Eagle Media. My name is Abraham Medin Majak. Thank you for joining us this evening and this morning and this night, wherever you guys are watching in, particularly those of you in South Sudan. I hope it's night time. It is a bad day for those 87 families, and the deaths would be rise. It's sad day. And it is sad day to see the huge number can be murdered for a single night. Every day, people are dying. Like 213 were killed 3 weeks ago in Vietnam. 24 plus were killed yesterday in Apuk, Warab State. And yesterday, 87, and the deaths will be rise. At Rol in Jebel Iraq in Central Victoria last night. And I don't know what you guys feel. Those of you who are watching South Sudan, what do you guys feel now? See the picture on the screen. How do you feel? The government official in J1, how do you guys feel tonight? How do you guys feel? I feel terrible. I'm not there on the ground. I feel bad. I feel heartbroken to see the civilian dying every day. And the government, so-called government, is doing nothing. So according to the report that we received regarding about what happened in Jebel Iraq, this incident happened yesterday about the group of rebels, which is the member of NAS and IO, attacks the mine site at Jebel Iraq. This place, I heard that this where the civilian are working at the mine to feed their family. These are the few civilians. They are not the soldiers. Okay, they are few civilians. They are not the soldiers. I don't know. Is it the SPLIO and the NAT? Are they fighting to kill the civilian, or are they fighting the government? They know where the Barak or where the government is, and where is Jebel. Those of you I don't know what Jebel Iraq located in Central Victoria. How far is it? Those of you, please write to me here. How far is it from Jebel Iraq to Juba? How far is it, Jama? How far is it from J1, where President Salva Kiir slept, to Jebel Iraq? How far is it? Probably will take about 2-3 minutes. And helicopter to reach those people. Maybe you can reach about an hour or so to reach for the car so that the people can be rescued. But nobody, when there's no government response. What I heard that the attack was happening at 6 p.m. People were killed, butchering in cold blood. And there's no government went there to rescue the victim. About 2 hours. About 2 hours from J1 to 2 hours from Juba. Can you imagine? 2 hours only, 87 are killed. And how, I don't know, how do these people, how do you guys feel? How do you feel? And even these people who are dying in this mine site, okay? If this is a tribal war, or is this a politics? You guys know me very well in this social media. I've been debating with opposition, rebel supporters, IO supporters, and the NAS supporters. These are the warlords, Yajinubin. These two warlords are the one people who are killing the civilian in Junub Sudan, I will speak. Tommy Trailer, which is a NAS leader, and Nathaniel Wiyet. These are the two generals. As I speak today, Nathaniel Wiyet is in the United States, here where I am. And his forces are killing the citizens, the civilian. And this so-called, he said that is regime change. How do you wage a war against a civilian instead of the government? How do you command your forces to kill the innocent woman and young youth that who are powerless? So how do you leaders, you so-called the government, how do you feel tonight when you are sleeping in J1 or in Juba, comfortable with the air condition? You don't care about the people who are dying in whether in Biamnom, whether in Warab, whether in Lake State, whether in Jebel Iraq. You don't care. You guys don't care. So if recycling again and again, people are killing again and again, and government is not doing nothing. Okay, I am asking, is this war a tribal war? Because these people who are killing Jebel are majority are the Dinka. And also, let me ask you these guys. When one young die, Mikala doing? Actually, by Tongachi declare again weak. Well, I can click. I can click in your head. Actually, that Equatoria area or anywhere area, these people are targeting you. Please do not go to any place that's not safe. And you guys still going Kodok to the area. Mine, okay, DAF. Okay, you guys are working as who are you working with in DAF section? In a long DAF. And I work. Okay, I understand life in South Sudan is a bit hard. I know. These people are go there to work for their hand so that they can help their children and women, families. Okay? But you are lost your life now. You die. You left your kid. You left your wife and the family. Who will take care of them? You're done. And I've been telling you guys in this social media platform, you guys need, Jama, this government of Salva Kiir is not there for you. Okay? You need to go back in your area, protect yourself. Okay? This war now is declared is not a war between rebel and the government. It is a war between a Dinka and the rebel. This rebel, this NAS, okay, and the IO, they declare again and again you. Because you cannot targeting killing. This is a targeting killing. Again, they only speak Monjang. This is a target killing. Yes, I know you guys have been calling me Madidi. You are a tribalist. No, I'm not tribalist. Yeah, you can call me whatever. If you're killing my people every day, and I call what it is. Okay? You can political side wherever you want, but the reality remains the same that the SPLIO are not targeting the Dinka. Period. We Monjang, and I don't chicken on Monjang. This is the truth. It's common reality. Be where your black will not 50 today, 80 today, tomorrow, 90 next week, 20 later on. Now add the number up. People have been killed so far. How many of them? Within short period of time, within this month, between January to March, how many people lost their life? And quick turn I ja lui tara no ke chola kuma ki work beltin When tin aguma kana kuma salpe kira na we. I think it's going within which were routine what patch. Ku church was so called Kodanga Sultan Tapan Mo Janka. Achi achi blow balaja because achi akuma neka ping in a wooden ping. Achi ping when well sharp then my cake by. Because you are a chin I kitchen. So when you see this picture, how do you feel? Especially, I'm asking you, opposition supporters, those of you who are against the government, because what I'm seeing now, you are not against the government. You are single civilian out. You are killing civilian. You are no longer fighting for the regime change. You are fighting to kill the civilian. Where is the power here? If you are attacked, the people who are armless, they don't have gun to protect themselves. You are killing them, stacking in the middle of the night while they sleep. This is what happened to this young man. That's done by the human, not by evil. If this human being can do something like this to other fellow human, think about it. Think about it. See the picture. Imagine, for example, see the young man's eye. Those two eyes have been taken off. How do you feel? You NAS supporters, you IO support, how do you feel for that? I know how you feel. You are celebrated. Their mission is accomplished. That's what you guys be sharing in social media. Okay. Killing the civilian. How do you feel? And how do you feel about 87 people who are dying? How do you feel those bodies in the body bag? If this is the South Sudan that we need to live in, is that the South Sudan that 2.5 million people lost their life for the independent? Is that the South Sudan that President Salva Kiir to be ruling as a president of the country? Is that the South Sudan Dr. Young Machar fighting since 1991 to become a leader? Is that the South Sudan is fighting for? Killing your own people? How do you feel? These are the questions I'm asking you. I'm asking you both sides, opposition and the government. How do you feel? Do we have a country? I think we do not have a country. There's no country that exists. If something like this happen, there's no country that exists. We don't have country. People who have been saying that there's no government, certain, I believe them. I believe them. There's no government. Seeing yesterday this incident happened in Jebel Iraq. There's no any single government official come out. I see all the news outlet in the country. I went to iRadio that they are always go. I see all Radio Tamazi, they always go. There's nothing that. I see SSPD, whatever the TV that they are running in the country. There's nothing there. For the last 24 hours, there's no government official. What are they doing? Where are you at? Hiding in J1? Did you guys didn't listen? What happened in Jebel Iraq? 2 hours away from Juba? Can you imagine? The death is rising. Ajang, yep, 103, and it's go up. 103 people die. Yep, it's going up. Where Monjang died today in this show? Kind of messy learn away. We keep watching. I thought back. I did a lot of back. I did a lot of back. Huh? Any Lord won the other can queen abu the alpin. Leke quite yoke nakeka. Leke talk about the to and then will patch. Protect yourself. The war has been declared. Quite high ban big up one big yard kunak the arkon kun yakum mit one. Huh? Kujelka. Who you guys are acting like nothing happened. We got dal. Government took to J1 can I. Why don't you protect yourself? Be sure that protect yourself is a God-given right. I'm not calling for you to attack everybody, but I'm calling you to protect yourself. Because the IO and the NAS are not, they declare a war, not the government. I'm not fighting the government because they know very well they will not defeat the government. They are now taking a war to the civilian. We have said the support in social media, in diaspora here. We are in here with them. We know what they are doing. They say what they are going to do and they do it. And when we call you guys that way, we got you ping. We got you ping. We got think that Nadim did I quite more. I quite you quick. We peed one we got jumped in. We are like Junub Sudan at yourself. By 3 years, we got look at target wherever, corner, whether in Equatoria or anywhere you guys we are targeting. And again, you guys, we want to go back in mind. What you look mind to know, how many times you can attack, you will attack in the mind. When we're more young, Ben, we're more young, Ben, we get talk to the mind, to the daft. We were just bushing like that. It is a very, very sad indeed, you know. So, Majok, welcome. It is a heartbreaking, Majok.
Thank you, Abraham.
Single day.
Yeah, thank you to our viewers. Warm greeting. I don't know whether Clubhouse is operating or not. I also greet you in Clubhouse and those who are watching.
About there's a room running, so I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then maybe those who are in YouTube and Facebook here. It is shocking, Abraham, and it is sad. First of all, allowed me to submit my heartfelt condolences to the family of the victims of Jebel Iraq massacre that took place yesterday evening, Juba time, South Sudan. Throughout the night, and I'm pretty sure throughout the daytime. I don't know yet whether there are people that have already been rescued. I remember people were attacked while others were eating dinner, others were sleeping, and then people ran in different directions. So up to now, there is no clear report either from the government side, but we are seeing the pictures, the victims of such incidents on social media. To South Sudanese, some of us, we keep talking not because we like to talk, but because a society that does not talk is hard to find solution to their problems. A society that fail to communicate is a society that always results into physical confrontations, killing, and people lose their lives. And through conversations, it's very easy for people to find the common ground and discuss and forgive each other and move forward as a society. There are many questions that always come to our minds when such incidents happen. The incident of Abiomnom, I don't think whether it has already been a 1 month. It has almost, I think, only 2 weeks. And then this incident repeat itself. And within this period of 2 weeks, the numerous killing or attack, especially in the side of Warab State, Lake State, is like almost every day. In Kwajok, Gorial East, people are being attacked every single day. And in that process, others lose their life and their resources. And it seems like our government just keep a blind eye or turn a blind eye to that side of the country. And again, it happened yesterday evening. And I believe Jebel Iraq is not more than 50 kilometers from Juba. It is around Luri. And Luri is also part of Juba. It's a very short distance. Secondly, it makes us think like, what is the use of the government if the government cannot protect your life and your property? Then what is the use of that government? It also gives us a question of if oppositions or rebels who claim to be fighting against the regime, why are they not attacking the regime and they ended up attacking innocent civilians? Those who don't even know what is happening, those who don't even have any idea of what transpired between President Kiir and his Vice President Dr. Machar in the year 2013. If indeed people are fighting for the genuine cause, and then why a specific tribe become a problem and target? Why? And it has never happened in the history of the world that there are tribes that can be erased from the surface of us not to exist. It is not there. Tribes disagree, and at the end of the day, you have to sit down, dialogue, discuss, and move forward. Secondly, Abraham, is that our people are dying in Apana region, Equatoria, and in Barkazal. And what we see on social media is assumptions. We assumed these are IO because that is the only rebellions group that has military wing fighting against the regime. But the government has not come out clearly and tell the public that those who perpetuated the Abiomnom incidents are happen to be IO or White Army. They did not say that. And we are still waiting for the official communication. Again, it has happened. And up to now, no official communication yet. And if you have received that communication, Abraham Adid, then maybe you will brief me later on and forgive my ignorance.
No, none.
It is only in South Sudan where over 200 civilians or citizens die in a single day. Another part of the country is still busy dancing. Others are still drinking in Pyramid Hotel. Others are striking deal in Imperial Plaza. Others are still enjoying themselves in America Hotel. Is still laughing like nothing has happened. And there are other countries in the world. Once you lose one citizen's life, it becomes a national concern. There are other countries in the world. If one of the pet or domestic animals like cats, dog, and also lost its life either by accidents on the road, it become a news in other countries. But in South Sudan, a life of fellow human being has become more useless than a life of the wild animals. It is tragic. And it gives us a question of who cursed the country, South Sudan. To the government, I know you don't have time with what is happening on social media. You don't have time to listen to the voices of reasoning. You don't have time to the advices given to you by those citizens that volunteer themselves to spend their times, their energy, their resources to speak to you. The only time that you have is a time what will unseat President Kiir. And nobody will unseat the current regime of President Kiir. No one. You may have your different point of view as a viewer, but from where I look at it now, it has been attempted several times by the arms group, especially Dr. Yamachar, as early as 2013. And now we are in 2026, and President Kiir is still our president. That tells you very clearly that no any armed rebellion will unseat President Kiir. But the victims are vulnerable citizens. The time you have as our government is a time of who will give us a loans of $1 billion and we will pay in the near future. The only time you have as our government is a time of listening to those who are doing lobby, coming with a check of dollars, million or so, to lobby for the ministry, lucrative Ministry of Finance, to lobby for the Ministry of Petroleum, and other lucrative government prestatos. The only time you have is how to divide it, the time to divide the money. But the bigger picture of what is happening at the periphery level of the country or the countryside will one day choke all of you. You either act now to keep yourself safe and keep the country safe and unite the country. Or else the citizens will be frustrated by the powerful oppositions or rebels because they are powerful now. If they continue killing over 300 people, closely to 400 people in 2 weeks period, then what makes you think they are not powerful? If they could kill people in a hometown of the president, then what makes you think they are not powerful? If they killed citizens right at the nose of Juba town, which is the capital city, then what makes you think that the rebels are not powerful? We may call them different names, call them rebels, call them criminals, call them whatever objectives that we want to use. But our insult to them will not deter them. Because these people are determined. They are determined because they are dealing with a government that does not even look beyond Juba. As long as Juba is relatively calm, youth are dancing in Markaz Shabab, other youth are dancing in Chirkat, and then the reports comes in every day that citizens are happy and Juba is in peace. And yet there is no peace in Jonglei State. There is no peace in Unity State. No peace in Upper Nile State. No peace in Warab. No peace in Northern Barkazal. No peace in Western Barkazal. No peace in Western Equatoria. And even no peace in Central Equatoria. And no peace in Lake State, plus the 3 administrative areas. And majority of the people that are living in all 10 states are the one constitute what we call South Sudan. It is not the government official in Juba. Two things are being deployed by the oppositions, and government is not looking into those issues. The oppositions or rebels try one thing. They first tried to target President Kiir to unseat him, but they failed in several attempts, including J1 dogfight. After they realized that this man cannot be unseated within Juba, and this man is unreachable, then they resort to killing a certain tribes called Dinka in Upper Nile region. I'm talking about 2013, 2014, subsequently to 2016. And still they came to realize that the government is not even concerned with what is happening in Upper Nile. Now they change strategy. They change strategy to restore the economy through lobby to the international communities for the economy of South Sudan to be fresh. Knowing once you frustrated citizens, and then citizens will rise up against their own government. That is their strategy. Government failed to look into that. Rather than the government is always busy after 3 months changing ministers in Ministry of Finance like underwear, changing governors in Central Bank like morning tea, thinking that by dint of changing all these ministries or these personnel will redeem the economy of the country. But that is the jungle economy. Now they resort again to the third strategy. And this third strategy will work for them. The third strategy, Abraham Adit and also the viewers, is going to the backyard of the president. And that is the region called Barakazal. They believe by killing Dinka, which are not even from Barakazal region, the thing is because that's why the government is not giving attention to them. But now they went back to the drawing table and they launched numerous attacks, especially this year, in Warab State and in Lagos State. Let me repeat that. The third strategy is to go behind the backyard of the president, kill the children, kill women, kill elders, and see whether the people that always depend the government will not be frustrated and rise up against their own government. What happened in Abiamnum and no response completely. The last 2 weeks, they were strategizing on where again to hit. Since the government is not even mindful about the life of people. 200 plus butchered, slaughtered. To the extent there are some homes that are completely closed down. They kill husband, the wife, and their children. Nobody alive. That was a Birmingham incident. And our government was not vocal about that. They did not even speak about it. With the three branches of the government or three arms of the government, I did not see any one of them or heard any one of them condemning it very strongly and urged the government to look into that issue. Not even redirecting NGOs to provide services to survivors of Abiamno. The parliament is so quiet as if nothing happened. Because that parliament is constituted of 60% appointees of the agreement. The judiciary is as quiet as night water. The only time you see them, if there is anybody to inaugurate, that is the time you will see them in J1. Executive is busy with the logistic and operational costs of their offices. Now, after they have realized that the government is not even mindful about over 200 people died, that's where they came to organize Jebel Iraq attack. But it gives you three questions, Abraham did. Question number one, how did they know that the majority of the people are in that mining site are Dinka. And I believe that mining site has been there for some years now. And no single day I've ever attacked them to that extent. That can give you an answer of maybe they have inside person. There's somebody that keep updating them on daily basis in Juba. As somebody that might have been in that camp for some time, observe the people, seeing their security, and then inform them that these people are weak. They don't have security. No soldiers. You can attack them, kill them, and nothing will happen. Question number 2, Abraham Adit, is that what prevent this group of people for so long not to attack that mining site? Number 3, who is in charge of that gold mine? Is it the national government? Is it the business people? My brother Toot, you are highly welcome. I'm happy to at least to share the platform with you. You are doing great in regard to the affairs of our country. Keep pushing.
Thank you. Thank you, Brother Majok.
You're welcome. Who is in charge of that mining site? Is it the Ministry of Mining? Forgive me for being naive. This is my first time to hear that mining site. I always believe that there is only one specific state where they always carried out the gold mine, and that is Eastern Equatoria. And the one of Eastern Equatoria, we know the family who is operating through the extended agent called Governor of Eastern Equatoria, Governor Luis Lobong Lojoro. We know that. But I've never heard that there is another mining site close to Juba around Luri. And if the Ministry of Mining was in charge or is in charge, and then what made them fail to provide security? And they are aware completely, they know that rebels are always hanging around Juba. Yei Road between Lanya and Juba. Not even between Lanya and Yei. That is very far from them. They always hang around there between Luri and Lanya. They always hang around between Numili Road, between Sidu and Numili, or Achwak. Government knows that. Why did the government fail to provide security to the gold mine workers? And if it is not the government, Abraham Adit, and maybe it could be another agent, because we know resources of our country have been divided among some individuals who believe that they have sacrificed their mothers, their fathers, for us to have independence. Another 12 million of us, in their mind, They believe we have not contributed any single dime toward the independence of South Sudan. Assuming if that mine site is owned by certain individuals, then why did they fail to provide security? Fellow citizen, it is either you act or you will finish yourself one by one. And the people that you are fighting on their behalf are breathing day and night, receiving the proper medical care. It is tragic. Killing people that flew from their states across South Sudan to come and have a hard labor, to earn something, to take their kid to school, provide some medical care to their families. And out of nowhere, a certain group of people it is very unfortunate. And I know our government will not still do anything. Because 103 is nothing to them compared to a Bilmom incidents of over 200 people. That is nothing. And if I'm not wrong, in the month of December 2025 to the month of March 2026, the number of people that has died in South Sudan or that have died, if not 1 million, then we could be around 500,000 within 4 months period. And still, we seem not to be mindful about that. I don't know when will our government listen to the things that are happening. Thank you so much. I'll give it back to Abraham Adit to welcome our guest and share his perspective and his thoughts in regard to this tragic incident. Thank you and stay blessed.
Yeah, thank you, Majok. Let me welcome Brother to react to the show. Thank you to for joining us. I can give this chance to you. Welcome.
Thank you, Brother Madit and Majok. It's good to see you guys, and also it's unfortunate today that we are mourning yet another event in our country, and this is getting to us. And when I heard about this, just like Majok said, we're not so sure of all the sites of gold mining in South Sudan. So Majok, you're not the only one. This was my first time hearing it. And what it comes down to, I have even slowed down pressuring President Salva Kiir. For those of us that grew up in the liberation, we know his character back then, and we know who he is. But why I slow down on criticizing him even more, I have noticed that he's no longer in charge of many things. If anything, he's a victim just like all of us, because now he's surrounded by lobbyist group that are vicious for positions. They are preying on President Salva Kiir as we speak. The first group is the NCP. These individuals, they feel they're entitled to lead because when we were all in Sudan, because all our leaders we were all together. They feel that they have the qualifications, they know better, that nobody else apart from that should lead. And each time that Salva Kiir does not give them a position, what they do, they target civilians. Majority of events that happen now in South Sudan, there are people responsible and have instigated all of this. Especially when Abinum happened, I took some time to observe first before I start speaking on it. And we know that we lacked, or the leaders, they lacked preventative measures. When such crises happen, they don't take action. Because why? The person that would take action, he may not have enough force to go ahead and target whoever involved in this. We know that Matthew Puljang was in charge of the SSPDF. He has a full force. Soon as the incident that happened between the Mayom cattle raiders and Bimnam, as he stepped in and helped, it would have been prevented. We would not lose 213 innocent civilians. But what has happened? They need Yekbim to be out. So the group of Tutkal and also the group of Mwenmintul, they need Yekbim to be out, and therefore Matthew Puljang was already out of power. And because all of this happened in between, they targeted the Abimnam. And this is what's happening. So when we talk about the tragedy that happened today, somebody is involved. As you said, Majok, there is someone that does need a position, or maybe did not get a fair share, get upset, has power, and it doesn't take much. Even three of us right now, if we put our money together, we can get at least 45 people to do something in South Sudan. That's how easy it become, because people are hungry. Even those that went to the mining site, they're trying to provide for their family. It's not safe. They know it's not safe. But what can you do as a man if you love your children and you don't want your children to starve? Men, we go out our way to provide for our families. If you're a true man that loves your kids. And this is what happens. So they did not have enough time to get out. So the same thing that happened a couple months ago, we had a young man, his name was Conti. I think he was in the Nile Pet somewhere. He was assassinated. He was assassinated because somebody needed his position. Prior to that, it was a young MP from Lake State. He was also assassinated. The pattern kept going where no government official come out to condemn this. And we see this every single day now. There's no condemnation. When the people from Abimnam buried their loved ones, and they're still mourning up to now. Couple weeks or a week later, the president family did a welcome. We South Sudanese have lost our way of tradition. I remember, and even now, if there's a tragedy that happened, all events are canceled, regardless. And imagine the family of the president organized this huge event. That money could have been given to the people of Abimnam. If they did that just to raise money for the victims, then that's good. We would accept that. But up to now, we have not gotten a result of why did they do an event such as that big. So this is what's happening in our country, that they are a lobbyist group willing to go out of their way to commit massacre if President Salva does not appoint them. I've been really hard on Ezekiel Lolgarko and some of these other lobbyist groups. It's because it's the same group that have learned there's a pattern. If you want a position in South Sudan today, organize yourself, get a group together, and threaten President Salva to give you a position, or you will kill civilian. As of now, Malwal Gawith is owned by Ezekiel Lolgarko under the leadership of Korchwal Git, who is a SSPDF general. And this is what's happening. The main thing we need to do as citizens, you are not my enemy, my job. Madid, you're not my enemy. Even today in Nasser, if I was to go to Nasser today, or just go to South Sudan, a person that would murder me today would be somebody from Nasser, not from Lake State. Because why? We have those that are close to us, because the hatred has gone on too much. Even now, I truly believe South Sudanese people love each other. We have that small heart in us that we love one another. But we are easy to be manipulated to kill our own brothers and sisters. And this is what I've been preaching to my brothers in the white army, those in the back in the community, is this. We are being pinned against one another. Even as now, IO is divided. IO in Nasser has maybe 3 factions. IO in Juba has a couple factions. You go to Equatoria, if you look at the salvation of Thomas Cirillo, him and Oyet has never been did a coalition before, but now they're forming a coalition out of nowhere. And then you have those that are believing Riek Machar is all over this. So now you have this huge division, and then you have backstabbers, and you have it's just a chaos that's happening. So the message to our people is this: do not hurt your neighbor, because your neighbor is someone that will protect you. Just like in Jonglei, there's a triangle. Those from Bor, those from Launuer, and then even us from Jikeng, we had a triangle where we protect one another prior to this. But it's so easy for us to be pinned, and that's the only way for leaders to eat. So it's unfortunate. If we look at the death, many people don't see that the community of Monjang is dying, just like everybody else, if not more, to be honest. Because when you look at all of these things, the state of Warab is defending the president. How many communities from Warab that are dying in the name of the president? It's a lot. We're not going to talk about the Tung area. Tung area had a lot of devastation there. So everybody's suffering. We cannot say that these communities are not suffering. We are all dying, just like Nuer are dying, Equatorians. We now have a small tribe like Shuluk. They're all over South Sudan. They're dying also. So we have so many deaths, and our populations just get smaller and smaller. So these things has to be taken to consideration. If the leaders don't care about us, why don't we care about each other? Because it takes two, the citizens and the leaders. They're the one that have to govern the country. The leaders cannot do it alone. So the best thing for all of us to continue to paint a picture of unity, nation building. We can still build a nation even if we have weak leadership in the country. As of now, I have friends that are from East Africa, and I'm learning how they're targeting the grassroots level. And when you look at it, citizens are the one to protect you if you're in leadership today. If you turn your back to the civilians, no one will protect you. How many people are in the Blue House right now? These are men that had power, but they're in the Blue House today. Not a single civilian can even come out. Maybe your cousin and a few people from your community might advocate for a little bit, but then they'll disappear. So the leaders forget that civilians are the ones that are going to protect them, no one else, when you need protection. So these are things that are killing us, my brother, is those lobbyist group, and then citizens being so easy enticed to kill one another. And this can be stopped. South Sudan can be fixed. Why? Because it's young. 10 to 20 years from now on, those leaders will not be there. And this country is going to succeed, but it is going to take a lot. There's obstacles that we're going to have to push through. So thank you, my brothers. My condolences to the people that lost their life in the Jebel Iraq area, and to all our families that have lost their lives in the last year. Myself have so many families that we lost, and we have to continue to love one another, and let's keep moving. Thank you.
Thank you, brother Tudriak. Absolutely, I agree with you because you are right. Because if you can see something that we are condemned right now is because if they attack the civilian, that's a heartbreaking thing. But if they go and attack the government, where the government are, then nobody can uh, say anything because they are fighting with the government person that have weapon like them. But if they attack the civilian where they are, it is a tragedy. And I agree with you guys because that mindset, the whoever owned that, why didn't he or she provide a security for their workers? And they know very well then that South Sudan is not secure. And they know very well that there are rebels hanging around in those areas. And this was not the first time. The other mine in Torit were attacked last year. Okay, so why is it they don't? Because they are ignorant. They don't want to spend money to hiring people. Or they don't care about their life. I agree with you. The human life is just like an animal. They don't care. People just die like a chicken. You know? Like this, like 87, and is the death toll is increasing now. Somebody said that it's reached to 103. Huh? People in Juba are just laughing. There's something like nothing happened. The government official didn't come out. Okay, the opposition, special IO and NAS, they are coming out denying it, but they are there. I have a video. The one of the survivor victim, the who survived got shot in the arm. He speak. Okay, and we will listen to him. So, Majok, you can go ahead.
Thank you, Abraham Adit, and thank you, Brother Tutriak. Indeed, Tut, you said something very important. That is very important for the citizens to come together. If the government has failed to protect the civilians or the people that the government is leading, then it's better for you to recognize yourself as brothers and sisters, join your hand together and protect yourself until the day the government that take care of you, provide the services that you want, come to power. It was last year when the Nasser incident happened. I made a video and I was hiking at the two tribes, the Nuer and the Dinka. I asked them, why don't we come together as youth, form a certain committees or group. This group of Nuer who are intellect should go to the grassroots, talk to their people. To believe you me, the children that are being killed every single day in the name of White Army, these are potential doctors of our country. They're economists, they're engineers, they're lawyers. But because they don't see the bigger picture, somebody somewhere took advantage. In order to gain power, you rather sacrifice your community, young men and women, to die on your name, and then you rise there and use their blood as a negotiation tool. That if you bring me in, I will stop this fight. It happened in Lagos State. Until President Kiir appointed the former governor Rinto Mabor. All generals of Lagos State, they used to do that as a lobby tool. They meddled themselves into the community dispute, and then they write to President Kiir and said, and so has failed the state. I believe if you give me a chance, I will stabilize that state. And President Kiir has become like, I don't know how will I describe him. A man that rely on the hearsay without evidence. Tell me, Toot, how many states does President Kiir ever visit? How many? Like a state visit, just to say that I want to go to Western Equatoria.
0.
Organize with the Western governor, with the Western Equatorial governor, go there and conduct rallies. None. Not even in Juba. And we have urged President Kiir several times that come out and speak to your people. The word of a leader carried a certain weight during confusion like this time. And if nobody talk, then they will continue killing each other. So my brother, I don't know where to begin to or where to begin with from rather. But it's very important for youth to join their hand and start campaigning from the grassroots. Go to those cattle keepers. Tell them there is no point. There is no need. If you have 2 cows, then you are the richest man. In our culture, those days, as Dinka and Nuer, you don't need to own 100 or 1,000 cows for you to be rich. No. This richness came after independence. And people have something called oils that there's some individual milking it every day. We need to go to the grassroots and talk to the people. I was even suggesting, if possible, we can launch a campaign of save one life for one nation. But if you come up with that project, put it in writing. Because moving from Juba to Jonglei State, from Jonglei to Unity State, from Unity State to Upper Nile, from Upper Nile to Abyei, from Abyei to Warab, from Warab to Northern Barkazal, from Northern to Western, from Western to Western Equatoria, back to Lagos State and then to Juba, to Eastern Equatoria. It needs logistics. And needs you also to have a combined team. If you go to my community, it will be my responsibility to introduce you, introduce somebody from Moro, introduce somebody from Chuluk, introduce somebody from Kwakwa, introduce somebody from Mundari, introduce somebody from Macholi, introduce somebody from Zande. And then these people will speak. And if I go to your community, the same thing. But that logistic, where will you get it from? If you go to the so-called Ministry of Peace building, which was by then under this guy called Stephen Pal, I remember he conducted only 2 workshops in Palm Africa Hotel under peace. But those who were trained, do they still have peace in their heart or in their mind? They don't. They will say we don't have budget. If you go to the people that own the resources of the country, I posed a question in 2014, the month of January. I asked the question, who owns South Sudan? And by that time, I was still naive, first year student in Nairobi, and I'm still beginning to answer it by myself. If you go to those who own the resources of the country, you will be confronted with the 2 things. Is either you will be frustrated by their bodyguard or palabajot in Dinka language. These are people that don't even want you to see the bench or the leader. They frustrate you at the doorstep until you will give up. And if you are lucky enough to meet them, they will tell you come tomorrow. And that tomorrow will never come again. Completely. You put it rightly that we are in a confusion. Everything is in chaos. The country is completely in disorder. The lobbyist group, as you put it, they don't look at beyond Jebel Dinka or even Chirkat or Bilpam. They look at around J1 and the ministries. What they think as the flow of the currency, the money. Dealership. People are engaging every day on their phones. When are you releasing our money? I have provided these services. I have delivered this, even when there are no services to be delivered. And yet, the citizens they claim are their own are dying, And in the process of them killing each other, the level of hatred is growing and bearing fruits. And no any leader currently will reduce that hatred. Not even President Kiir, not even Dr. Riak, not even Dr. Lamakol, not even Tabandengai, not even Mama Rebecca Nyandeng, not even Wani, nobody except citizens themselves. To my brothers, especially Nathaniel Oyet and the nurse of Thomas Cirillo, I know you guys, this is another strategy of frustrating, as I put it earlier, frustrating the citizens so that they could rise up against their government. But you need to know one thing. Our citizens are mentally disarmed. Today, they were dancing in Juba. That irritated me most. From my community, they were dancing at the heart of Juba, what they call Markaz Shabab. And it was last evening when people massacred and killed. And they dance. That tells you people lost their culture. They have even lost the approach of the modern world. US is now mourning 15 soldiers, according to them, that lost their life in the war of Iran. 15! And the whole country is talking about it. Whether the number is right or not, then this is what the government of Donald J. Trump presented to the citizens. But in South Sudan, I don't really know completely. Sometimes when you think deep about these issues, it makes you hate having independent state. If that was what it called South Sudan independent state, then there is no achievement. Having independent state where leaders sow the seed of hatred would have been better we waited under the Arabs' rule. Thank you so much.
You said something very profound, Brother Majok, that reflect and expose a weakness that occurred through all these events of citizens dying. There's this thing that as long as me being Nur, if a Dinka dies, that's not my problem. This thinking itself, whether you're Dinka, you're Nuer, Equatorian, whatever, all 64 tribes. The thing that put us together, South Sudanese, when you go to other nations, even us being in America today, they can't tell the difference. So it's becoming even not even a norm anymore for you to mourn for someone that's not from your tribe. And you are even looked at, you're not normal. Why would you mourn for somebody that's not from your tribe? This thinking, it's a result of all the things that the citizens went through. I remember when in Nasser, when the Jikeng and the Low Nuer had a civil war. For those of us that was there in that war, there was a mental suffering you saw. It make you almost want to hate somebody that was fighting you. But when I grew up, I realized what happened is a lot of things that do happen cause bitterness. Even those kids that lost their parents in 2013 of December, right now, those kids are 10, 13 years old. That bitterness is still in their heart. And this is the thing that we need to continue to bring civic education to our civilians, is that This is being done on purpose. Why? To continue to keep that bitterness in your heart so that the country cannot move forward and the leaders, they stay there. Because as long they go for 10 years, then they go and create another problem, go through a transitional period. They are prolonging their life on power, in power actually. So this is we must shift our mind that for me, coming from Nasser, I cannot mourn for somebody that's from Warab or Lake State. That we all South Sudanese. And what we need to start is, how do we counter these strategies that are used to kill us and to keep us down? And that's what we need to work on, because we already know who's behind the scene. Such as you said earlier, that even in my era, we lost strong men. My family, Torgile, that was killed in Uyaradu, is my nephew. And we lost him. And now we can never get him back. So what we need to do as citizens is, when such things happen, we saw what was coming to Nasser. And had we had a strategy to stop it, then maybe we would not be where we're at today, because those leaders are not listening to what's happening. So there have to be a shift of mind. And the more we mourn together, the more we will actually soften our heart. As of now, if I run into somebody that's from Ruang State and I tell him, my brother, I'm sorry for what just happened. Now he sees the humanness in me. He will not see me just a Nuer from Nasser. He will say, well, now you know my pain. Because when somebody does not know your pain, it's very difficult to reconcile. And I think that's what needs to happen between Nuer and Dinka and other tribes, is that we have to feel our pain together. Whoever bleeds today, we all bleed together. And this is what happens. And this is what the nation will go forward. Because right now, we are sending our children to many East African countries. Those Eastern African countries had the same problem as us. They have tribes. You go to Uganda, they have tribes all the way to Kenya. So they had to come together. Today in Kenya, citizens are in control. If William Ruto passed a law that is hurting the civilian, they all go on the street together. And William Ruto will listen. This is the same thing as South Sudanese. As you said, that project you talked about, we need these things, right? If we can do it, you can't do it, Majok, yourself. Because if you are left by yourself now, you're an easy target. But if we all come together and we go to Juba and we say, you know what? We are going to do a 1,000,000-man march. We're marching together because many of us walk on foot. And this is the way a country moves. And it cannot be done by one person to carry the shoulder, because the logistic itself, it's huge. And where can we get those? It's always been the challenge. And we do have the heart. Now on the media, it's our responsibility to bring civic education to our civilian. Just like you say, we need to reach the grassroots level. One of my good friend, Bobby Wine from Uganda, the strategies that he used for the grassroots level, it's amazing. Because now when he was in trouble, it was the citizens that hide him and eventually got him a protection. And it's why? Because he invests in the grassroots level. We do not have leaders like that in South Sudan right now. They already see citizens as a commodity. Because now they know the citizens are vulnerable, they have power. When we see somebody that's really powerful, sometimes as South Sudanese, we pause. You strategize, okay, what do I need to do? And most of the time, you flip. I'd rather join him than me fighting for what is right. So these leaders, they know that we're vulnerable. They know that they have power. But power comes from us. And it is going to take lives. All right? Freedom costs lives. But it cannot be one section do it. Lake State cannot go on street of Juba today by themselves. They will not survive. The same thing with us in Upper Nile, Jonglei. But if we bring our 10 states, 3 administrative area, with one heart of nation building, my brother, it would not take a year for those leaders to figure out that these citizens they know what their right is and they know what they want. We cannot be so hard on ourselves because we never experienced freedom. We're coming from a post-war to gain our freedom, because sometimes when you haven't had your freedom for years and you've been suppressed, it become a comfort zone to the point where even if somebody trying to rescue you, you would rather fight him and then join with your oppressor because that's what you're used to. And this is what we are in right now. Our leaders, they didn't realize they're free. They're still operating as they are in the North. They're still in the guerrilla movement. This is a big problem with them when they should know that they're free. Now, I don't have to fight nobody. I just need to bring the right policies to rescue the people. So it needs minds like you, Madid, and others that are advocating for all our people. Don't be discouraged if you're a lonely wolf, if you're mourning with another community that's not your community. There's nothing wrong with you. That's you being a human. But if you lost that touch where you cannot even mourn for your fellow brother, now you yourself is becoming even more danger than the person that created this issue to begin with. So, and that's what we need. And even now, some of these leaders are even giving us new terms. Just like Ezekiel said that his tribe is Salva Kiir. We know what he meant. He meant this is the guy that I eat with and he gives me money. So even us now, as Nuer, we don't need to say this is a Dinka government. We just say this is a Salva Kiir tribe that are eating. Salva Kiir is our tribe. And that means these are a little group that come together and they eat, because it's not everybody that is coming after us. So, and that's the thing is, and I'm trying to preach to my community is this: fighting is not the only result. Now, in this type of area, modernized society, you gotta strategize. What is it that you want to convince? Now, I have built confidence in me. I don't need to convince you by force. I need to convince you with ideas, ideology, because ideology will last longer than me forcing you. Because if I have to force you to win you over, I'm going to continue. And this is what the IO must understand also is this: if you come by force, you are going to have to lead by force, because there's no way you can come by force and then now you're going to bring all the rules. Yes, we want the country to be free. And now the situation in South Sudan, if you're truly someone that desire leadership, you should be concerned, because you are actually going to be building an inheritance. We're in debt. The country is in debt. The economy is fragile. Citizens are bitter. They're against one another. Just like you said, if Iraq is released tomorrow, there's going to be another big guy that wants a position and does not like Iraq. He will start a problem, kill some civilians. Selfa has to accommodate that person to sign the peace agreement so he doesn't kill more people. So this is a total mess that we have in our country. And the only way for this to be happening is it's investment to the citizen. As a leader, go to the grassroots level, continue to build, and this will help. But I believe now we South Sudanese citizens are the one that can rescue this country. The leaders don't like each other. They hate one another. So it's better for us to do it because we still have that ability. And I'd like to say something, because I did live in South Sudan before I came to US, although I was little. I remember South Sudan used to be good, especially the liberated areas. There's time where you can travel to different areas without a hotel. You don't need a hotel. You are a guest. We South Sudanese have that tradition, especially with Nuer and Dinka, is where the guest is treated. We lost that tradition. We lost our traditional values that we welcome guests in our home. Even when you leave, they will even give you a bag of rice. They even give you clothes. And then you move on with your journey. This is how we were in South Sudan during the liberation. Any liberated area that we went to, we were greeted. And it was not only our community. So we lost our values. So if we're mourning today for those people that were massacred in Jebel, we're human. It's a humanness that is causing us to mourn because we see their life is just as valuable as our life. And lastly, is that moving forward, those of us that are advocates on media, I love what Madid did today because Madid did not jump to conclusion. The same thing when you came in, Majok, you trying to investigate exactly who is it behind this. Because when we speculate and don't know exactly who did this, then it can cause even more harm. So it is our responsibility as those that are advocating on media to definitely do our investigation and not come up with propagandas or anything like that. And that's what you and Madid did today. You guys came to investigate to see exactly who is targeting these innocent civilians that were just trying to provide for their families. And then this is what will move us forward. So thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm gonna go ahead and head out, but it was burning in my heart to say something to our people that this is something that all of us should mourn. If I get calls, names for me mourning of the civilians that died today, I know this is the human in me. I don't know their names, I don't know their families, but I do know one thing. These are South Sudanese citizens. They're just like me. I would have done the same that they did to go provide for their families, regardless of the dangers that is out there. Because us as a man, we have to provide for our families, despite all the challenges that we are facing. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you so much, Brother Tut, for your time and for appealing to many South Sudanese or what we should do other citizens. I'll just give you two things. Number one, we need to link with you. We need to link up behind after this show. Number two is an example. You said before that if 2 to 3 people can start this thing and march, we can find a solution to our challenges. And indeed, that is what I believe in. South Sudan, the second liberation of our country, does not need barrel of guns. How many times have they killed each other and nothing is happening? They always go back to the drawing table, negotiate, sign numerous agreements, and create a lot of positions. And at the end of the day, who will feel the burdens of this bureaucratic government? It's the citizens. Since 2018 agreement was signed, Dr. Ria came in with his group. SOA came in, and other political parties came in, and detainees came in. They distributed their positions among themselves. If you sit at night and re-examine whether there is something that has been changed in terms of services delivery, no. Is there an hospital that has been erected? No. Is there a road that has been constructed since 2018 up to now? No. They spend 1 year of relative trying to recover what they have lost during the conflict. And when they see the interim period is about to end, then they have to start another one afresh so that they can also go back for another negotiation. I know Dr. Yak will be released. Whether people want it or not, he will be released. And the next step is for them to go back to the negotiation table. And through that, who will pay the consequences is you and I. And in the process of negotiation, they will not even take a year for them to come together and sign another agreement. Co-President Kiir will use the division of SPLMIO as a tool to tell Dr. Riak, go and put your house in order, and then we will negotiate. And Riak will take almost a year trying to gather these fractions of SPLMIO. The one here with the Nasani over years, the one in Upper Nile, the one in Juba, and others in East Africa, to bring them together and work as a team will take him a year. And in that process of him trying to bring them in, another group will create another route to sabotage, react not to bring the SPLMIO together, so that they prolong the duration of the period. But the tragic will happen, God forbid, if any of these two leaders die in power. I always pray to God, don't do that to these leaders. Let them take this country to a first election where we will be having president and the vice president. If anything happened to the president, automatically the vice president will serve until the next election. But currently, as we have 5 vice presidents, it's chaotic. The example is that there is a guy called Ali Mohammed. I believe if you are on TikTok, you might have come across him. This guy is a Sudanese, and he is our age mate. He left London a month ago and 2 weeks, walking to Sudan, footing on his foot. Today, I remember his 41st days of him walking. And I believe he's today in France, between France and Sweden. He started by himself, and after he reached to Europe, especially in France, he was joined by another 3 Sudanese young men. I always interacted with them on TikTok, encourage them, tell them the importance of the history these people are creating. And they are so determined, they will walk until they will reach Sudan. No motorbike, no vehicle, no plane. And the agenda is no more war in Sudan. We need peace. We are tired. To your point, Toot, we need to build that mindset to many citizens. That's why it's important if we could meet outside and see how best we can try to share some ideas together and see how best we can engage our brothers back home. I know those who are in Juba are struggling with the daily meal, so they don't even have time to think beyond combo. So it will take time. But our prayer is that do not hate your neighbor, because this mess will settle and your neighbor will vote for you. Thank you so much, and stay blessed, my brother. Let's continue engaging.
Thank you. I will reach out to you guys, and we'll definitely build on this. So thank you so much, brothers.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you guys.
Yeah, let us build up with this, because this is very important. The last statement that Mujok said, because we have a problem. We South Sudan diaspora, our young, we are divided. And it's that from us here. Let's talk in private on this outside, and then we will figure it out or something. Thank you so much, brother Toot, and thank you, Mujok.
Thank you.
Thank you all of you who are watching. Have a wonderful night, brother Toot. We will talk.
Absolutely.
On the other side. Thank you.
Let's do that. Thank you. See you. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye. Have a good time.
I think we come to end our show, Mujok. So we about reach to about our time. So there's a video of one of the survivors that I want to play, and then we will call it a day.
the chatting can a one of survival can control the own yaki Jebel Iraq. Then they were called Rol Kaltan. So Walanga Antotan, I go to Juba. Boja like a cultural lotion. Can get into Venice in Juba in Germany.
And tell a corner.
Cornmale. Another no good.
No, now we.
Okay. You ended up in Lorosaka.
Kadang lawyer sasita, and I'm gonna be on and I'll call the mobile living. Kujal Ben, the Jabuban, Jan, Tom Duck, Jabuban, Kayan, and see some matching. Ajala Masu, which I'm about you, I'll make the leg sasita tana. We then Jagu, Jamajagu, Hong, and you're going to Papa Boy Chumping. Yeah, and Jaga Mukuka. Yalla, Kasara, lawyer paid. No.
Okay. Muy poco in Bankan, which I think in Ruchi.
I think be out there, and I ben be good at going on the Latin. I think a little I chat in Lokakin and tell you that in Vetirano, that it was and Jamalang the bell again. You go and take a long, take a long to Jelga. I see a band, take dinner. Let's start
I am then a Kuma, Ninja Crackaway.
Jira Tunga, Gachi can wondering. I married the good knee, the Gachi look me. Mel J. Lam Tree could mel J. Lama. Jala Jane got a Lama Belena, Robot, Bellager Garden. I think not Jane get younger. She's not gonna go back more than any. I think Jay had been quite earlier. Walk it, I couldn't love I left up. Kajala Jena Kuma Jam with it. Kuma Jalaru Bench. Say like I'm no one than the younger. Took up
I like to hear a Chenkashi for the Chenkamil.
I can't talk.
I'll pay it to make a jump.
But I knew to know.
Young.
She could not know you and she didn't. She could no.
I think I jam on the man. To walk out by that you were there.
I'm going to
I when you get it. Again, why didn't Jalan to know?
And from there, we can shopping. A good money around one of surviving. Cho nên dùng ra vấn đề coi chi yếu cái coi nó coi cái cũng cái giam còn nữa và việc ra cái cái mà bên ban mà cái nó chưa rồi thế nó
There you go. That's one of survivor joke. So it's really very sad indeed. Our heart prayers are going to the victim and their family. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Abraham Aditya. Thank you, our viewers, for your time. And I urge you, let's keep talking. Through this engagement, maybe the government will listen to the voices of the citizens. Secondly, let's not celebrate each other's death or tragedy. It may happen to your neighbor today and tomorrow will be you. So it's very important to pay your last prayer to the victim. As a human being, let's not lose the spirit of humanity in us. Otherwise, the government should use that survivor as evidence to document and to know who attacked. Otherwise, thank you so much, Abraham Adit. We might come to an end of our response or reaction toward the incident. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Also, before I close the show, Panan Yellow Mayan Achol has released a new album today, so I just want to play that for his promotion. Alrighty. So thank you, gentlemen. That is Panan Yellow Man. Well, I thought the new song. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend. Panan Yellow Man. So a new song. So now we read out between. So that is samples for his song. It's like a very good song. Didn't bother late. Chod Abija Koitan. Have a wonderful weekdays, a weekend. Peace out. Thank you. Thank you, Sister. Yeah, we will do. Thank you, guys.